Okay, real quick, how was break? Good? You meet some people?
Yeah.
Okay. Any interesting travel places that you heard about? Europe. What parts of Europe?
All of it.
All of it. That's a good answer. Yeah, our company has lots of travel opportunities, and if our branch managers do a certain amount of sales and our managers, we have a trip for expenses paid to Italy in March. Last year we were in Panama. So if you like to travel, work really hard. And wouldn't it be really cool if in your first 10 days there was a chance to travel?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Go. Something wrong with my eye. Let me introduce Stephen real quick. This is Stephen LeMay. Stephen started, come on up, Stephen. Stephen started with us a few weeks ago, and Stephen was recommended by his friend Luke. So Stephen, first weekend, was able to hit 2 promotions?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hit 2 promotions his first weekend.
No, one. Slow start.
Oh, that's right, slow start. So he hit 1 promotion his first weekend, so he made a little over $100 his first weekend. But since then, has already hit multiple promotions. He's approaching how much in your?
40.
Okay. So he's made about $600 or so since he first started on Saturday. But he's still in his fast start. It's really cool. He just got a chance to come to our SC1 conference. He's really pumped up for a big summer, and he's still got a good shot of really finishing this fast start strong. Well, he just finished a fast start.
Yeah.
That's right. Came back. He's at 4,000, so he'll be hitting Dirty 30 probably this week or next week latest. So it's really interesting. He will have made his $2,000 all but 3 weeks on the job.
Thursday, man.
Right, Thursday. Thursday. So he'll hit his $10,000 by Thursday next week, which means 2.5 weeks on the job, he will have made $2,000 and made 4 promotions. That's pretty cool. Stephen's also an accomplished athlete. He's a successful golfer who just graduated from Westminster Academy. He'll be heading up north to the south, right? We keep saying that, and he'll tell you a school and major. He's going to be playing golf and getting his education up there. So, Stephen, name school major and start with like the top 2 or 3 things you like about the job so far.
Stephen LeMay. I'm going to Birmingham Southern to play golf in the fall. My favorite thing about the job is the support group you have behind you. Doesn't matter if you have the best day or if you have the worst day sales. They pick up the phone the same way. They scream at you. They're like, "You're doing great." It's always encouragement no matter what happens. So it's really cool. And then just listen to Jeff, because he has stuff called special sauce. Whenever he says this is some Jeff Gamboa special sauce, that means that what he's giving you is going to make you money.
Okay, watch this. So he just texted me, hey, I took some of that special sauce tips you gave me, and how much was this you on that order?
Yeah, over $1,000.
So he sold a $1,000 order, made 20%. So he just made $200 in that hour.
Yeah.
Because of the special sauce. Cool. And any other tips for first weekend you could recommend? Any
First
tips?
weekend, go hard. Just no matter what you sell. If you sell 15 appointments, who cares? You showed up and you tried.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn from every appointment.
Yeah. And does that happen? What you sell? Yeah. Of course not. He's making an example, but the key is get off to a fast start by doing a lot of appointments. Okay. Can we give Stephen a big round of applause? Sorry. It's cool because Stephen already, by the way, in his first 2 weeks is already looking to be a candidate for our management training program. So you can advance really quickly with us. Yeah. I know you are. Okay. So if you take a look at the television, it says first 10-day overview. How long is your training, everybody?
10 days.
10 days. It takes 10 days to train you. What I want to show you now is what's going to happen in the first 10 days. So pull out notebook and pen. Fast start is your first 10 days. So what I want to do here is review your first 10 days on the job. That way everyone's comfortable and how your training is going to progress. The first part here today is your initial training seminar. Okay, so today is your initial training seminar. And this part is only 3 days. It only takes me 3 short days to teach you how to do a full presentation. By the time you finish on Saturday, We call Saturday graduation. You're able to meet with customers to start earning income as soon as possible, just like Stephen did. There are 3 days to the training. First day is today. We started officially at 11. We're here till midnight. I'm just kidding. Take you away. Midnight, right?
Yeah.
Or 5. You can be here till midnight, not me. We're here from 11 to 5. Tomorrow's is scheduled from 11:30, 7, and then graduation on Saturday. It's 9:30 to 4:30. I'll review in a second what happens here. So if you take a look, today we go to 5. By the end of today, you'll know a full presentation. It's really that simple. You'll be really confident on how to meet with customers. In fact, you might be itching to try and sell. That's why I'm not even giving you the knives today. So you don't try to, okay? Because you need the knives to sell. We'll give you that on the 3rd day. At the end of training today is when I cover the most important assignment, and that's the money assignment for tonight. Okay, that'll be the very last thing that we do. So today we'll be doing some role playing, getting you acquainted with everything. Tomorrow is money making day. Tomorrow's from 11:30 to 7. What I'm going to teach you in the beginning part of training is how to really set the tone with customers, understand the value of the product, why we're the best, and why we sell so much. In fact, last week's training, they went crazy because when they found out how easy it is to sell, and based on the prices, we'll cover that, they got really pumped up, and they all made a ton of money that first weekend. Any of your friends, by the way. The second half of training tomorrow is my favorite part of the training tomorrow. And it's where I teach you how to pick your best customers to show first. Like how do you go through all the customers that you have, pick the best max, and who do you show first? I'll teach you that. I'll teach you how to work a schedule, like how to put your schedule together. And then after that, I'll teach you how to make phone calls so that you're not just calling people up and saying, hey, yo, can I come through? I'm selling knives, right? That's a joke, too. That's where you laugh, okay? Oh, my God, some of you are a tough crowd. Jeez. Wow. But it's almost that easy, by the way. It's almost that easy to call. I'm going to teach you a professional phone call to set up appointments with your friends and family. And at the end of training, here's the greatest part about it. Some of you are really comfortable on the phone. Some of you are terrified of the phone. Some of you just want to get used to it. We're going to actually help you set up your first 6 to 8 appointments here from the office before you go home tomorrow. That way you already know how to do it. Okay? That's tomorrow. Then you'll go home, and then you'll set up the rest of your appointments for the weekend. And then on Saturday, we call it graduation. Why do we call it graduation? Because you will have earned the right to finish the training and start selling Cutco. But it's also like graduation from high school and college. Not everyone graduates, right? Right. So if someone's like not doing their assignments at school, what happens to their grades? They get zeros, they fail out, they don't finish. It's the same thing here, by the way. My goal is to graduate every single person here in training. But that doesn't always happen. So you might be in a situation where you look to the right, you look to the left, and you'll say, hey, where did Johnny go? Johnny didn't graduate. And usually it has to do with work ethic or someone's work on the assignments, communication, or responsibility. That's it. So I want to share something with you. There's only 2 reasons why people don't do well with Cutco. Only 2 reasons. Because when I had the job and my friends were telling me not to do the job and they had friends they said that didn't do well with Cutco, there are only 2 reasons people don't do well. Is if you're lazy and if you don't follow the program. Right? If you're lazy, then you won't do well here. But then if you also don't follow the program. The program is set. I'm going to give you a training manual today. Okay. The training manual here. I'll show it to you later. The training manual has all the words you need. We just want you to follow it. Makes it really simple. When you try to get fancy, it doesn't work. When you stick to it, you always sell a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Raise your hand. Say aye. Aye. Yeah. So don't be lazy. Follow the program. It's simple. When you graduate on Saturday, I'm going to teach you how to write up orders, how to get recommendations. That's an important part. I'm also going to teach you how to do something really important, which is how to get friends onto the team. We call it team building, and that's where the bonus comes in. So I will let you know all the things you can win with the bonus, which might include some travel. Okay. And more importantly, I'll teach you how to go through the full presentation. We will give you your sample kit of Cutco. Okay. Okay. You're going to get this bag, which has all the knives that you saw in the interview, and we'll show you today. Ricky's going to show you a presentation. This is what you use to sell the product. This is your test drive kit with the customers. Okay. So you get that. You'll get all your rope and leather, and by 4:30, you're ready to start making some income. Anyone excited about that? Just by Saturday. So then you'll do your first presentations. So you do first weekend of appointments. I'll abbreviate WKND. You'll do your first weekend of appointments right when you leave here Saturday. And that's when your fast start begins. How long is your fast start, everybody? How many days? Everyone, how many days?
10.
Everyone, how many days?
10.
10 days. It's important. Active, not passive, active. And who remembers, who are your first appointments with? Friends and?
Family.
Yeah, friends and family. Put F and F. Friends and family. They're the easiest to sell to. They love you. They'll probably buy more because they know you. They trust you. They'll give you great feedback, and they'll give you lots of recommendations. Now, here's what I want to share with you. Your first weekend, Stephen talked about this. Camilla talked about this. I want to give you the magic number. Magic number meaning how many appointments I want you to shoot for, at least. I want you to shoot for 10 or more appointments this week, and I'll show you why in a second. I really want you to, schedule permitting, to go for 10 or more appointments, and here's why. When you do 10 or more appointments, it has to do with your commissions. If you remember, okay, when you're brand new, you haven't sold anything yet, you start off at 10% commission, and you haven't earned any money. Okay, you guys know this from the interview. When you sell your first $1,000 in Cutco, you get a pay raise. Who remembers what percentage you go from? 10 to 15%. So you go to 15%, and you will have earned $100. The promotional levels increase about every $3,000 in sales, so that once you get to $10,000, you earn the dirty 30% we talked about, and then you're earning $2,000 in income. Right? And of course, I'll cover this on Saturday. The cool thing is you can earn bonuses up to 50%. If you do 10 appointments, here's the cool thing. The averages always work themselves out. The averages always work themselves out. So for example, who remembers the average order with Cutco? 250, it's right there, right? That's why it's in front of you. 250. So let's say you do the 10 appointments. You do 10 presentations, 10 appointments. What percentage of people should place an order? What's the closing ratio? 60%. So ready? Out of 10, how many should place an order?
6.
Everyone, how many? 6. So that's 6 sales. What's the average order?
250.
Everyone, what's the average order?
250.
250. So what happens when you do 6 times 250? $1,500. There's your first promotion. First weekend. Who would be excited to say I hit a promotion with the company within a weekend? And who'd like to make over $100 within 2 days? Okay, just get 10 or more appointments. Easy. It's all math. It's not art. It's science. It's science. My goal, on average, is for you to earn 1 or 2 promotions, make $100 to $400 by Monday. Okay. Now, high flyers. Okay. If you're looking to sell and go for a higher amount and get up to a fast start, maybe go for a $10,000 fast start. Your magic number, or high flyer number, is over 14. Your magic number is over 14, because the math will work out on the higher end. Okay. Or, let me give you an example. Adriano Diaz, he did 17 appointments. I'll work his numbers all the way through. He sold over $6,000. Okay, Charles, who you'll meet. Charles just started on Saturday. He sold over $6,000 his first weekend. Since Saturday to Monday, okay? That, by the way, is now here. So, 3 promotions and $1,000 in income. Who'd be interested in making $1,000 by Saturday? Now that's, by the way, that's only going to be like 10% of you, because you're going to be the 10% that put the work into it. But it's all about number of what? Appointments. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. On average, if you follow what I teach you, 80% of you should be between $1,000 and $3,000 to 1 or 2 promotions, $100 or $400 in income by Monday. So I hope you take a lot of confidence in that. And how do I know this happens? Because every week. Okay. High flyers, my goal is to help you sell 3,000 to 6,000 by Monday, 2 to 3 promotions, and make 400 to 1,000. Okay. But just to put things into perspective, again, my goal by the end of the summer is for you to earn this or higher. If you're a high flyer, my goal is to help you earn this in your first 10 days of the show. So just depending. Now think about it. If you're wondering, okay, maybe I want to be a high flyer, I'll give you some thoughts today and tomorrow of how you can join different sessions that'll help you become a high flyer with the company. So you'll do your first presentation. Oh, and side note, some of you, I know 10% of you have nothing going on this weekend, so you're ready to be a high flyer. Some of you have a couple of things to work around, but for the most part, you're willing to work hard and get your 10 or more. And there's going to be 10% of you where there's no way you can even do 10, but we will work something out with you one-on-one. But we'll find a way to get you your first promotion, okay? So then after you do your first weekend of appointments, you'll come in for your first advanced training. Call it advanced training number 1. Okay. That's advanced training number 1. That'll be on Monday. And by the way, if you have any schedule conflicts, we'll cover all this, okay?
Is it 2 or 1? That's a 1.
Number 2 or 1?
It's advanced training number 1.
Okay.
1 before 2. That's a joke too. Jeez, tough crowd. You have to be lighthearted here to work here. Okay. Unbelievable. Okay. So that'll be Monday, 12:30 to 5. Again, if you have any personal conflicts, we'll talk one-on-one. So think about what's happened. You've gone your 3 initial days of the product. You do 10 or more appointments this weekend. What do you think we're going to cover when you come back on Monday? Take a wild guess. What are some things you think I might cover with you? Things we'll discuss. Give me your name. Abigail. Cool. What? Yeah, increase, improve. Okay. So the first thing, she's right, dead on. I'm going to give you some advanced tips. Okay. I'll give you some advanced tips. What else do you think I cover during advanced training? What will you have? What will you have for me? Well, number 1, sales. So we're going to do a lot of recognition. We're going to recognize all the sales. We're going to put together your paychecks. That's important. You get paid properly. That's why people who miss advanced training, I can't put your paychecks together right away. So you have to make sure you make part time out for that. What else? What else do you think we do? What will you have for me?
Feedback.
Feedback and questions, right? Hey Jeff, what happens when the customer says this? Or I didn't know how to handle this. We're going to give you a lot of tips and handle everything. I want you to know that just like 10-80-10, for everything we do, 10% of you, you're going to come back to advanced training and you're going to be a high flyer. You will have made $400 to $1,000 and you're going to feel like on top of the world. It's like Charles. That was like Amanda. That was like Kayla, okay, from last week, a couple of people. The opposite, 10% of you, you will leave here Saturday, and when you come in on Monday, you'll like stumble a ton, you'll make a lot of mistakes, and you'll actually be below the average. You'll be below 1,000 in sales, and you might make less than $100. Most of you will be around here on average. Okay? Just want you to know, it doesn't matter which one you are, because when you come in on Monday, I'm going to fix you. If you're below average, I get you average. If you're average, I get you above average. If you're above average, I keep you above average. And the same thing happened. I would use to give an example. It was Winnie. Winnie came into advanced training. She had made 0 sales by Monday. And not for lack of effort. She was the 10%. She left advanced training, and she was one of the top reps for the day of the entire training group right after advanced training. Okay? So my goal is get as many appointments as you can, because the more you do by the time I'll be able to give you more training. Also, I'm going to teach you how to call recommendations. I'm going to teach you how to call recommendations on Monday. Okay. First type of recommendation I'll teach you to call are what we call acquaintances. I'll just abbreviate acquaintances. And what's an acquaintance? Who can tell me? Someone you know of, or sort of know. How many of you in your head are thinking of people that would be awesome customers, like they're max, but you just don't talk to them all the time, or be funky just to call to try and do an appointment? You don't want to seem rude or just that you just want to sell them something, even though you do want to present the product. I will teach you how to call all those people. So when you show friends and family this weekend, what do you think you want to make sure you get a lot from them of? Lots of recommendations. I'll teach you how to call them on Monday. Everyone got that? So I'll teach you how to call, for example, I was using an example. Let's say Susanna is my friend from school at UCF. And let's say I want to call her mom, who I don't really know. You're not going to call her this weekend, because who are we showing this first weekend? Friends and who?
Friends and family.
Everyone, who?
Friends and family.
I will teach you how to call those people on Monday. And then I'm also going to give you what's called more phone time. And that's a chance for you to book up your appointments for the week together, so you can just learn how to do it together. You get more confidence. Okay. And then, of course, we'll talk to you about time management and how to manage your schedule. So it's kind of like a checkpoint for you. So now that we give you more skills, more training, more types of people to call, what do you think you do next? Do more sales, yeah. So do more appointments. And then after you do more appointments, I'll put in parentheses. More appointments. After you do more appointments, you'll come back for the last and final advanced training. I was actually talking to Morgan about this one. This is advanced training number 2. Advanced training number 2. You guys remember this from the interview, right? 3 days of training and 2 advanced trainings. Advanced training number 2 will be Wednesday, and it'll be from 4 to 9 p.m. And of course, same thing. What will you have for me? A couple of things. More sales, and then also more what? More recommendations, and
Questions?
more feedback and questions. Okay, so we'll give you again more advanced tips, Q&A. And the same thing. Some of you will be on the bottom 10% since Monday. Some of you will be high flying. Some of you will be in between. Because remember, how long does it take me to fully train you?
10 days.
How many days?
10 days.
It's 10 full days. So then here also, I'm going to teach you how to call another recommendation. I'll teach you how to call directories. Okay? Meaning, if you have a booklet of numbers of an association, a neighborhood, a church, fraternity group, sorority group, a club, soccer team, as long as you have the number and you're affiliated with that roster, you can call through that directory. And I'll teach you a professional way to call that. Who already knows of like some type of directory they can get their hands on, whether it's a sports team, family, friends? Okay, find those tonight as soon as you can. And the last thing I'll teach you in advanced training is the virtual appointment. Okay. I was just speaking to Morgan, who's from Tampa originally, so west coast of Florida. I mean, she says she has at least 30 Mac customers over there. I'm going to teach you on Wednesday how to contact friends and family, and if it's like too far to drive, or if it's out of the state, I'll teach you that. Is anyone here, you're not originally from the Broward County area, but you're from like somewhere farther away? Yeah, okay. Where are you from? How long have you been here?
6 years now.
6 years, okay. Anyone been here for less than a year? Anyone here less than a year from somewhere else? No? Okay. Just curious. If you feel like you would want to learn the virtual appointment a little bit sooner, because you have a lot of friends and family more so out of the area, I'll give you a chance to learn that a little earlier. You just have to talk to Ricky tomorrow. Okay, so keep that in mind. So then after that, you've got some advanced training. What do you think?
Sounds.
Well, before that, I apologize. You're going to have your first Wednesday team meeting right after. Your first Wednesday team meeting. Remember, we talked about once you finish your first 10 days of training, okay, you're only here twice a week. You're here on Wednesdays for the team meeting and on Sundays for your paycheck schedule meeting. You guys remember that from the interview? Just twice a week. So Wednesday team meeting, that'll be from 9 to 9:45 right after your advanced training. This is where the rest of the team meets up every single week. So all of your friends that work here, if you don't see them in the next couple of days, you'll see them on Wednesday. This thing is awesome. We do recognition, we give away our pins, we do a ton of high-powered instruction, and this is a chance every week for our team to regroup and get ready for the big selling weekend. And we do theme meetings. Like last night we had a sports theme, so everyone dressed up in their favorite sports team. A couple weeks ago we did a beach theme. Everyone's in beach gear. Next week we're going to come up with a cool theme. And we always go bowling afterwards, and we're getting really good apparently.
Yeah.
So next week we're going to have, what, 40-50 at the bowling?
Bowling.
Bowling or laser tag? Oh, really?
Oh, there's a few
Thanks,
comments.
Okay. So then, of course, you'll do more appointments, and then you'll have your first ESP meeting. I'll explain that in a second. That'll be Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. PSP meeting from 5 to 6 p.m. I'll explain it on Saturday, but PSP stands for Paycheck, Schedule, and Phone. So take a wild guess of what we cover in that hour.
Paycheck.
What your paycheck will be for the week, you turn your orders,
Schedule.
what you want your schedule to be for the week, phone, you make phone calls to book your appointments for the week. Or if you want, you can already book them. Thanks, Beth. So these are the only 2 times you're here every week once you finish your training. You're here Wednesdays, you're here Sundays. Okay? The rest of the time, who books your appointments and who decides your schedule?
Us.
You do, and this is where you let us know your schedule. Cool. After that, you have just multiple ways to train. We have something called FT, field training. That's who feels like you would benefit from watching someone experience do a presentation. Like you go with them on the appointment. We do that if you like that. training. We have one-on-one training. Managers, and they'll meet with you one-on-one to cover anything. Steven just came in for one of his one-on-ones because he wants to sell and hit 30-30 within just 2 weeks. So that's why he came in. Also, we have the conferences. I already had 3 of you ask me about SC2. So I'll tell you more about how you can get invited. So after that, that's your first 10 days. So everyone understand that? But one more time, how long is training? How many days?
10 days.
What's it called? Your fast?
10.
How many days does it take to train you?
10.
It's called your fast?
Start.
Wonderful, good. Now let me tell you about the fast start for a second. It says here, get off to a fast start. There's also a contest during the first 10 days. The reason we have this awesome contest is because we want to motivate you to work harder than normal in your first 10 days. If you're part of this bottom 10% where your schedule is crazy, we want you to do just a tiny bit more than around your crazy, if you can. If you can. If you have everything completely open, we want to encourage you to completely do Cutco first 10 days. If you have things to work around, we want to encourage you to do a little bit or a lot more than you normally would, because the more you do in your training, your 10 days, the better you'll understand the job, and the prizes are really awesome because they'll help you make more money. Take a look here. The first, it's a 13-level contest. You can actually write that in your notes. The Fast Start contest is a 13-level contest. So now it's a 13-level contest. The first 11 levels, you can win up to $1,300 worth of free Cutco. Okay, up to $1,300. And this is in an effort to give you more products. Why? Because more products to show. Take a look. Why is that? Anyone guess?
You can get more demonstrations.
Yeah, there's more to see, more to show. It's the same concept. You guys know Walmart. You guys know Walmart has a section called, another subdivision called Super Walmart?
Yeah.
Right? There's actually a Super Walmart
Right off University.
University, yeah. Does anyone know the biggest difference? There's 2 differences. One has a grocery store, and the other difference, it's just more shelf space. Meaning it's the same Walmart, they just have more products to show. So obviously, who sells more, Walmart or Super Walmart? Yeah. Guess who sells more? Someone with the regular kit or $1,300 worth?
$1,300.
Yeah. Right. Some of our reps that are still new, they think they're so cool. They're like, yeah, my average order is like $700. They think they're so much better. No, they just have more Cutco. They're getting better. But can you see why it would help you sell more? And that's why I want you to maximize your first 10 days. The top 2 levels, though, level 12 and level 13, have nothing to do with Cutco, but they have to do with things that we want to motivate you with that will encourage you to work a little bit harder. Like, I don't know, say something like travel. Put a little question mark. I'll tell you more later. The details. Anyone who likes to travel? Oh, you're gonna love the Fast Start contest. Who likes traveling out of the country? Oh, you're gonna love the Fast Start. Okay, there we go. Cool. Am I giving you some hints a little bit? Okay.
Yes.
Is anyone pretty smart enough to kind of guess what's happening here? Okay, cool. So why do we do things like that? Because we want to encourage you to work as much as you can for your first 10 days. I want to introduce, this is Juanita Pedraza from St. Thomas Aquinas High School. 17 years old when she finished high school, started working with us. Her mom already owned the product, and her mom made her start working with Cutco. She said, honey, you're so shy. I need you to come out of your shell, and I want you to get this experience because I know all the college kids that have sold us Cutco in the past. I know how good their resumes are, and I know what they've done with Cutco. So she's already one of those 10% moms that was like, you know, you should go for it. So Juanita, in her first 10 days, sold over $10,000. I don't know what the thing is. She made $2,000 in her first 10 days, 30-30. And it was just awesome because this is someone who was not outgoing, super shy. She was in the back of training and said nothing, but sold $10,000 in her first 10 days. This is Luis Ozio. He's the opposite. Luis is like really outgoing. He looks like a little people person, athlete, tennis player in college. He sold $17,000 in his first 10 days, and he's able to earn $4,500 in his first 10 days. That was pretty cool, and he did a ton of appointments. Also, when someone sells $1,000, okay, you have a 10K fast start, they're a high flyer, we do a special thing called VIP night. You can imagine what VIP night is. It's a really upscale VIP dinner, private restaurant, private wait staff, private room, private fun. And what we do is we really like to create experiences for people who work harder than everyone else so you feel elite. And also, my whole thing is I like to create opportunities for the best people to talk to each other. Even though it's going to be over a fun meal, and yes, but I want the best people who are performing to hang out and associate with other top people. That's why I want, like any athletes, I want my starters to sit together. And I enforce these things by having events like dinners. So that's that. That's the overview. If you have any questions, we'll talk about it during the break. What I'd like to do is actually bring up Ricky. Hey, Ricky! Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Ricky to do the presentation. Would it help, do you think, if you could see what the presentation looks like? What do you think? Okay. I'm going to actually have him come up and do a full Cutco presentation. Connor and Susanna, could you please pretend to be his neighbor? Would you mind? Okay. Can you be a good neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what's going to help. Act like you're a neighbor, not like a college student. So whenever he asks you a question, say what like a mom and dad would say. Like, so how have you been? Oh, the kids are fine. Just to get some. I know it won't be perfect. This is going to be the kitchen table. I don't need you to take any notes. All I want you to write down is whenever you see something where you go, wow, I can see why that's going to help me sell a lot. Or, wow, I like how that works. Because I'm going to give you a manual with everything. I want you to write it down. We're going to debrief later. Is that cool? Okay. Cool. So first of all, for volunteering, even though I made you, can we give Connor and Susanna a round of applause? Thank you. Okay. So Ricky's going to come up and do his presentation.